Now, today we're going to go beyond the dashboard and start getting into the actual coursework. So, remember, Apex is pretty much a lot like your textbook. It gives you all the materials for the course, but of course, there are always things that get added that are helpful and things that you do that you can't do on the computer, right? Or that you can't do within Apex. So, um, let's get started with the course and I can show you a little bit about how it's structured and how that looks. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Algebra 1 and notice it loads in a different screen. Sometimes Apex will think you're inactive and it will log you out and then you'll go back to this screen. You'll have to sign back in and close all your tabs. The best way to prevent this is to be focused and active, okay? So when you log in, you have your overview of the class. This class has 15 units. Not all units are the same, though. I'd like to point out that while this unit has 22 lessons, this one has 18 activities and this one has only 4. And they're not all quizzes, too. So let's go ahead and look. So, of course, you can click this little play button. Looks a lot like Angry Birds to me. Don't know if you guys remember that game. It's going to bring you into the class, okay? On this class screen, we have lots of stuff that we can access. We have a table of contents over here. So this is what you call a collapsible list. That means when you click on this triangle, it opens up and closes out, right? So we can go to different sections within our class. Now, if I tried to do this right now, I tried to go to 2.21. It would tell me it's locked because you have to do the coursework in order, okay? So I'm going to hit the back arrow here and go back to where I was. And all of this is unlocked because the thing that I need to get through is the quiz to get to the next section. So I'm going to go back a little bit and show you this. So we have the overview, and this is the overview of the whole unit, okay? This overview basically tells us what this unit's going to be about. There's a little video. A lot of people like to skip this section. You can use your own judgment about whether or not it's useful to you. Um, but notice when I hit complete, I got that green check mark, right? Now, you'll see these scattered throughout your course's purpose points. This is where the teacher is going to give you very specific assignments to skills that you need, and you're going to earn points those way. So this is one of the ways that we individualize what you're learning. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue, and I'm going to click yes that I've completed this activity. Because basically what that is a placeholder in the gradebook where the teacher is going to put in scores for you. So you do want to talk to your teacher about what that is, okay? But now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to the overview, okay? And a lot of students skip over these section overviews. And I said the unit overview you can choose, but I really encourage you to at least take a look at these overviews. So I'm going to click start. And it's just a one pager. It's really short, okay? But it tells me my objectives. What am I going to learn? Well, I'm going to define rational and irrational numbers and explore their properties. If I was doing this, I would go into my notes and I would write down rational, irrational numbers and make a section to put their definitions. Identify types of numbers resulting from operations on rational and irrational numbers. Okay, so I would want to make sure I was focusing on knowing these things, right? And then the other thing that's here that's really nice is the key terms. And those come up in a pop-up. And these are just the words that they're going to expect you to learn, like decimal. Now, if you already know what a decimal is, you don't need to write this down, okay? Or even copy and paste it to your notes, irrational numbers. But what I would probably do here is I would come and I would open up a document. And I'm just going to grab a document. And I would come back to these key terms and say, I don't know what irrational numbers means. So I'm going to go ahead and notice I can highlight and just drag this up. And now I have irrational numbers, right? Now it does come up looking kind of weird because it takes this volume thing because there's always a sound thing on the page. But here we have it, right? Nice, neat notes. I'm going to press enter. What else do I need to know here? Well, I've got irrational numbers. I probably need to know rational numbers too then, right? Oh yeah, see, this is why we're getting the volume thing. So I'm going to drop that in. Now I have my rational numbers too. Okay. And I can do all sorts of things to make this look a little neater. I can come up here and I can change the line spacing to single. That makes it a little bit better because it's definitely taking some extra wide spacing with this, and I don't want it to take up pages and pages. Okay, so rational and irrational numbers. I know what a decimal is, a real number. I think I know what a real number is, but I'm gonna grab it because I honestly don't know what an imaginary number is. So I imagine that those exist. So this will be a learning thing for me, right? Press enter, put that there. And I'm just making it look a little tidier. You don't actually have to do this. Repeating decimal, that's when it goes forever, right? Like our pi does. So I know that. When in terminating decimal, that's when it doesn't go on forever, right? Like there's a specific number, that's what it equals, and that's the end. So I don't think I need either of those, but I did copy these three terms out. Okay, and then I'm ready to continue. So I'm going to click continue. You can see going into the first study, I've already got some stuff for my notes. So I'm going to do math unit 1 notes. That way later on I can find it. And maybe you even want to be more specific and call it algebra 1, because eventually if you're in algebra 1, you're going to have geometry and you're going to have algebra 2. So algebra 1, unit 1 notes, right? Okay. And now I have a good place already to get started. I know what my lesson's going to be about.